The heat races from last week, plus a full program tonight for only $2 more. Not a bad deal at that. Okay, the NASCAR Winston Racing Series Limited Sportsman Trophy Dash for the fastest 4 qualifiers. On the pole in car number 30 out of Columbus, Ohio, it's Bill Hundley. Hundley in 30 alongside the car number 29. His second Trophy Dash appearance in a row, it's Bobby Justice. Then the second row, car 13, your track record holder, Jerry Jones. And on the tail, he will pick up a couple more points on Don Gregory Jr. tonight by virtue of his quicker qualifying time, trying to chase down Gregory. The fast qualifier tonight in the Limited Sportsman Division, Jimmy Kidd. All right, 4 laps, your fastest 4 Limited Sportsman qualifiers. The inversion draw was at 12. That means Jimmy Kidd will start 12th in the 35-lap John Nuckles Memorial Limited Sportsman feature tonight. First things first, though, the Limited Sportsman Trophy Dash, 4 cars, 4 laps. Justice and Hundley go at it down in turns 1 and 2. Justice with about a half car length advantage. He carries that into turns 3 and 4. Hundley tried to hang on. They almost made contact, but Justice comes out ahead. Now Jerry Jones looks to the outside of Hundley as Justice begins to draw away. They'll get the halfway signal this time from starter Jim Paul. Down the front stretch they come. Jimmy Kidd apparently content to use this as a hot lap session. He's backed way off. Hopefully no problems with that car. Meantime, a good battle for the runner-up spot as Justice checks out. I tell you, watch Justice going down the straightaway. That guy works harder than any driver I've ever seen. He's always sawing on that wheel back and forth. He leads off the 4th turn. His first Trophy Dash win of the season, Bobby Justice. Second goes to Bill Hundley. Third, Jerry Jones. And 4th place, Jimmy Kidd. So your winner, Bobby Justice in car 29. Justice's Oldsmobile
area, and we are set for a big night of racing here on the John Nuckles Memorial Night. One of the nicest field of cars we've seen, definitely this year, but in a long time. Starting off in our first heat tonight for the Limited Sportsman Division, car number 9 up front, that's David Greeno. On the outside of him, the 22 of Donald Parsons. In the next row on the inside, Tracy Brigner in car number 12, and then on the outside, the young man behind the wheel of car number 74, that's Arnold Scott. In a new car tonight, car number 21, that's Buddy Townsend. On the outside of him, car number 27, Jimmy McCauley. The 06, that of Jeff Loudermilk. Car number 53, Russ Bobb, and back there at the tail of this one, Paul Baker Jr. bringing up the rear as our Limited Sportsmen get ready to go heat race style, 8-lap heat race, a chance for them to kind of loosen up, get the in hand. He looks them over now. 9 cars, as we said, Baker back there to retime, so we've got 8 of them running up front here. Going to battle for this first heat of the Sportsman Division. Jim Paul looks him over. Green flag, we're underway. The cars snarl down into 1 and 2, and on the back straightaway, your leader, Donald Parsons. Don Parsons takes over the number 1 spot. Brigner now in car number 12, battles up in there in the number 3 position. Arnold Scott in 74 having some problems, and he'll fall from that front part of the pack all the way to the rear of the pack 1 lap into the race. Parsons still out in the number 1 spot. Greeno holding second. Brigner now on the outside of Townsend. Townsend in 21, Brigner in 12. They're side by side, and oh, look out, Loudermilk. going to bring a yellow flag out as he does a little dirt tracking through the infield. Before Jim Paul looks him over, and we're back underway. And Paul Baker Jr. decides to bring it back to a halt for the other 7. Here they come. Donald Parsons leads them around, and we're back underway. Parsons opens up the lead down the back straightaway. Watch the 21, the brand new car of Buddy Townsend. He goes to work on the outside of Brigner. Townsend on the outside of Brigner trying to hold on the inside as they battle for that number 3 spot. Jim McCulley now in 27 comes around. He takes over the number 5 position, tries to close that gap. Meanwhile, the fearless Ford of Donald Parsons out front trying to pull away and high. Greeno in the number 2 spot. So we got Fords running 1 and 2, and oh, look out, the cars coming together twice. We actually had the 21 and the 12 car making some contact. Somehow they got it straightened back out and able to continue on. And the 22 car was put to the tail of the pack for running under his allotted breakout time, so that's why the 22 of Parsons starting at the back instead of up front where he was running. So the green flag comes out. David Greeno inherits the lead. And looks like Townsend in the 21 car is either making popcorn or having all kinds of engine problems on board that one. He slows way down the back straightaway. David Greeno out in number 1. But look at Parsons on the move. Donald Parsons all the way up now challenging for the number 2 spot. So he came from that back, and on that restart he is flying. He's up and challenging the 27 car of Jim McCulley. McCulley trying to hold on to the number 2. Greeno lead it, but the 22 of Donald Parsons closes in once again. They'll get along side by side as they come out of turn number 4. Parsons trying it up top in that outer groove. Looks just a little bit loose, having trouble hanging on as he comes off the corner and not able to accelerate. Let's see if he can stick it in. He looks like he's going in a little deeper, able to pull up side by side, wheel to wheel with McCulley, and as they come out this time, he's got his foot down trying to retain that spot. Meanwhile, Jim McCulley not satisfied with the number 2 spot. He's right on the bumper of Greeno. You got 3 cars battling for the lead. Anybody's race as they head down the back straightaway. McCulley touching Greeno. They get a little bit loose. He comes up into Parsons. Parsons slides. He does a 360, keeps on going. Russ Bob avoids him. McCulley, meanwhile, sits in the infield, and we have another yellow flag. We may get the 100 lapper quicker than what we've got these 8 in. We'll have to wait and see what happens tonight. And we get ready to go. So Jim Paul looks him over. There's 2 laps left. Can we do it? Green flag comes out. And instantly Mr. Parsons wants to go make a race of it for the front again. And Russ Bob says, hey, I'm going to try the outside. David Greeno on the inside. Parsons tries to come under Greeno, has to back out of it. Has not enough room. Russ Bob now up front. Brings him down. He'll look at the white flag. One to go. Russ Bob surprising Greeno a little bit on that restart. And Russ Bob inherits the lead. Parsons now up in the outside of Greeno to battle for the number 2 for the final time. They head down the back straightaway. Parsons slips into the number 2 spot, but I think he's going to run out of room. Here they come. The checkered flag's up front. The wing goes to Russ Bob. Parsons gets second. Greeno gets third. McCulley 4th, and bringing in up the tail, Tracy Brigner. And ladies and gentlemen, as he comes down out of turn number 3 and 4, if for no other reason than we finally got these 8 laps in, how about a big round of applause? It's over.
The Beaver Creek, Ohio driver picking up his first heat race victory of 1995.
Well, he's got to get some practice on grabbing the flag. First time out, he kind of missed it, and Jim Paul ambling up the racetrack, trying to sneak up on him. He says, no, that's okay. He gives away. There he is. Russ Bob, your winner.
Heat race number 2 for the limited, and alongside the car number 10, the driver is Steve Scott. The second row, car number 2, Don Gregory Jr., and alongside will be 36 Bobby Allensworth. Then comes 70 Joe Hill, 08 Randy Sword, car number 5, that's Bob Gruball. And all 3 of the other drivers unhappy with their qualifying times. So they will go to the tail. It was kind of strange. Some of the guys that you expect normally to be well down in the 15-second bracket strangely did not qualify very well tonight. And you see 3 of them, and they are concerned about Scott, your leader, coming off the 4th turn to complete lap number 1. He leads by a narrow margin over Bobby Allenworth. Randy Ford in on pursuit, runs 3rd. Your 2 leaders still wheel to wheel. Sunbury and Coshocton. Second heat race. Now it's Allensworth with a bit of an advantage. Joe Hill, meantime, has moved up to the 4th spot. They'll complete lap number 3 this time, past start finish. Still a great race for the lead now. Allensworth with a big advantage, or a fairly good advantage anyway, the best so far of this race, trying to squeeze down in front. And we got a spin down here in turn number 4. It's Don Gregory Jr. Steve Scott begins to pick up the pace. And we're back underway. 5 laps remain. And immediately, Bobby Allensworth to the outside of Scott down the backstretch. Moving up into Trophy Dash formation now. In the 4th spot is Joe Hill. Both Ford and now are rolling in Hill. Waiting for something to happen with that top position. Just past the halfway point of this 8-lapper. Scott still holds on to the bottom line. The preferred bottom line, but great side-by-side racing around the 3rd mile oval. Allensworth sideways on the backstretch. Loses some ground to the Sunbury, Ohio driver. Allensworth trying to pedal his way back up there. White flag this time by the start-finish line. Randy Ford in 3rd. He's looking to maybe shoot the gap, but not enough room down in 1 and 2. It's going to be close. Allensworth again charges to the front. Ford looks to the inside, but it'll be Steve Scott. Bobby Allensworth is 2nd. 3rd goes to Randy Ford, and 4th will be Joe Hill. So a great battle for the win in the 2nd Limited Sportsman Heat race. Steve Scott with his 2nd heat race victory of 1995. Car sponsored by Sunbury Auto Parts, R.C. Taylor Drywall, Now for the meat and potatoes of tonight's program, the Super Late Models. 40 Super Late Model qualifiers here tonight. Your fastest 4 on the track. Oh, okay, I apologize. I misrepresented this as your fastest 4. Silly me. We're going to be running, I'm not going to give you a chance to make any comment, Bob Neubauer. We're going to be running 2, an odd and even Trophy Dash in the late model division. These are qualifiers 1, 3, 5, and 7.
So what you're saying are these are the fastest oddballs?
1, 3, 5, and 7 in this dash. So your fastest qualifier, Gary Carter, of course. Then 3, 5, 7. we'll start on the pole. Your 7th fastest qualifier, he'll start outside pole in the feature tonight. That's Skip Thornton from New Albany. Next up in 43, we've got Wilbur Roby. Then inside in car 16, Mike Simpson. And on the tail, car 25, Gary Carter. 4 cars, 4 laps. 1 of 2 trophy dashes tonight. Roby unable to keep up off that 4th turn. Thornton with the advantage. They'll race down the backstretch as Roby continues to backpedal on the outside. Mike Simpson now up to 2nd spot. Simpson trying to keep pace. Carter now runs 3rd. Your leader is Carter testing out that 2nd groove. He knows he's going to be using it, hopefully using it later in the feature. He's trying to test it out in the trophy dash. White flag. Also, of course, he sees that rosin up there. He's trying to work it in, work that 2nd lane in so he can use it later. Your winner, Skip Thornton, 2nd. 3rd is Wilbur Roby, and 4th, Gary Carter. So your odd qualifying trophy dash goes to Skip Thornton from New Albany, Ohio. Thornton with his 2nd trophy dash win of 1995 here at the Speedway. Is a pair of 2nd place feature finishes for rain canceled all qualifying times. Starting on the pole in car 98, your 8th fast qualifier this evening. He'll start on the pole in the 100 lap John Nuckles Memorial. Mike Denny alongside 6th quick time tonight for car 39, Randy Maynard Jr. 2nd row in car number 9. The driver is Danny Eves. And on the tail with 2nd quick time of the evening from New Carlisle, Ohio, Dick Dunleavy Jr. Dunleavy making his first.
Getting set to look him over as they come out of turn number 4. Green flag. Randy Maynard wanting to take the early lead. Mike Denny trying to hold that bottom groove. They still run side by side. Down into turn number 2, 3, they roar. And now, just the way they started, Maynard on the outside, Eves, Dunleavy right behind him. 1, 2, 3, 4 the same way. Down the back straightaway, nobody wanting to give an inch, nobody able to make a move. Here they come now, Mike Denny sliding out over the in. They're going to go 1, 2, 3, and on the outside, Dick Dunleavy says, okay, I've got a clean shot ahead. He tries to make the move on Eves. Dunleavy now up in the number 3 spot as he comes up on Maynard. Mike Denny getting way up high. Maynard comes out. Mike Denny still in control of this one. Randy Maynard hold on a 2nd, but here comes Dick Dunleavy in car number 11. Dunleavy closing the gap as they go into turn number 3 for the final time. The starter has the checkered flag in hand. It's going to be Randy Maynard gets the number 2 spot. Dick Dunleavy will take 3rd, and bringing up the tail, Danny Eves. So 4 fast flying laps for the late models. The even numbers in the top 8. And as he comes down the front straightaway, how about a big round of applause coming back, car number 98, Mike Denny, Edwards Motors, Amsoil, Central Ohio Engines, and of course 98. Cantley's Racing. Lisa Hardy to the office, please.
These are very important races, these 3 late model heat races. The top 4 cars move in to tonight's feature event. The remainder go to the last chance race, where they'll have their final attempt to move into tonight's 100 lap John Nuckles Memorial. Here's your starting order. In car 36, it's Bobby Allensworth alongside in 28. That's Gary Brenner. The second row in 26, Bill Cantley, and alongside of him in 94, the Big Bird, Robbie Dean. Then comes 61, Mike Ward, and 92, Donnie Renner. Next, it's 23, Gary Carter, 59, Burgess White, 19 is Carlton Smith, car number 4, Jerry Jones, and 64, Bob Miner. So only the top 4 cars will advance from this 10-lap heat race. We have inverted, I believe, 6 cars in each of the heat races. Ready to go racing, 10 laps. Allensworth and Brenner pacing the field. Down the backstretch they go with Allensworth, a bit of an advantage. Cantley and Robbie Dean right there. And we got major contact with Gary Brenner and Bill Cantley into that turn 1 wall. Track crew out to check the condition of both drivers.
To tonight's feature event, out of these 8 that remain, here we come. The starter looks them over. Which 4 will it be? Mike Ward wants to get out front, get away from the traffic, and be in command of his fate. And 61 doing just that. He leads him around in the second spot. Donnie Renner right now holding on to that number 2 position. Markham trying to hold 3rd, but here comes Burgess White. Remember, the 4th spot is that transfer spot, and Burgess White closing in on the low side. Carlton Smith coming to the high side. The front 4 cars, Markham, Renner, Allensworth, Ward, all in the program. If it remains that way, Carlton Smith trying to close the gap. As they continue to click them off, it's the defending track champion and the Nuckles champion, Ward, as the yellow's going to have to come back out. And the 4 car, Jerry Jones, having some problems down in turn number 2. And he brings it around along with the 64 up going to perform for the feature. But tonight, these heat races mean a lot because they've got to finish in the top 4 to make it into the show. If they don't, they will have to do it through the last chance race. And there's only going to be 4 cars taken out of that one. Here they come once again. Renner wanting to go to work on Allensworth to maybe run up in the number 2 spot. He's not satisfied back there just being in that transfer position. Ready to do a little racing. Greg Markham trying to hold on. Meanwhile, Mike Ward just checking out for the rest of the field and saying, see you later. Ward in command of this one, but look at the side-by-side battle back here between Allensworth and Renner. Donnie Renner moving up alongside of Bobby Allensworth, and now Donnie Renner will inherit the number 2 spot. Renner with a good move on the outside through the south end of the racetrack takes the number 2 away. Allensworth now in 3rd, and Markham gets Markham in car number 23 was sideways coming through turn number 4. Able to gather it back in. Carlton Smith did everything he could to try to close that gap, but did not quite have enough horsepower. Once again, he closes on the battle for that. It still is all Mike Ward, your leader. Renner in the number 2, Allensworth running 3. Markham and Smith battling back here for that. 4 cars will make the field. Will it be Greg Markham? Will it be Carlton Smith? We're going to find out, because right now as they come down, you're going to have a 1/3 of a mile left to decide it. We're going to get the switcher out for Renner. Allensworth comes away in 3rd, but there's your battle for the final transfer position. A 1/6 of a mile is all that remains as Mike Ward heads him for the final time down through the north end of the racetrack. Out of the turn they come. It's going to be Renner, Allensworth, and Greg Markham will pick up that final transfer position into tonight's feature event. So if you're keeping track, mark those 4 cars down. Mike Ward, Donnie Renner, Bobby Allensworth, and Greg Markham. And ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause? There's your winner, car number 61. Mike Ward, sponsored by Fast Racing Engines, Talaferro Enterprises. Just a couple of the many sponsors on board that one. The 21 car of Mike Carroll back here. 29 is Kevin Miller. Don Wetnall in car number 81. Terry Humphrey is in car number 1, one of the out-of-towners making an appearance tonight. Mike Miller, car number 53 as well, joining the field. Car number 33, that of Dean Fusco. 59, or 58 actually is how they're scoring it, Gary Whipke tonight. And then the 10 car was the other 0. They got the 1 in front of it. That being driven by Don Gregory Jr., who drives the 02 in the Limited Sportsman Division. And then the 44 car, that of Jason Stevens, going to bring up the tail. We're into tonight's feature. Everybody else goes through the last chance. Here we go. Out of turn number 4 they come. The starter looks them over. Green flag. Down the back straightaway and the yellow, and that's kind of what we were waiting to see, because Zero Hill jumping out to a big lead in that one, and by side this time Larry Harris sets the pace on the inside. This time Zero Hill looks a lot better staying with them. The cars roar down the back straightaway. Harrison 47, your leader. Zero Hill trying him on the outside, trying to take that spot away. Remember, the top 4 will make it into the feature. Look out, Larry Harris sideways down in turn number 2, and everybody going to get around him. As we still got 1 lap in, we still have 9 to go. Here they come. Mike Carroll setting the pace down the back straightaway they go. Mike Carroll is your race leader. Kevin Miller in the number 2 spot. Wetnall now trying to go to work on him. Terry Humphrey holding down that final transfer position. Down the back straightaway they run, and Carroll, your race leader, now watch Wetnall as he comes up on the outside of Kevin Miller. Tries him high, nothing there. He's going to try him low as they come out of turn number 4. Wetnall with the move down on the bottom of the track. Kevin Miller now tries to make a move on the low side of Carroll as he slowed. All the cars coming together, everybody doing a great job of backing out of it. And we have got them lined up. Once again, the 21 car of Mike Carroll having some handling problems. Kevin Miller looking for another little slip-off coming out the corner. Wetnall right behind them looking for a move. Gregory with problems back in car number 10 gets it turned around, and he's going to find the wall. Kind of gently, but a little damage done. And my goodness, Mike Carroll, they come out of turn number 4. The starter looks him over. Mike Carroll from Kettering, Ohio leads him down the back straightaway. Kevin Miller in the number 2 spot. But once again, Wetnall tries him on the low side as they come out of turn number 4. 4 laps in, 4 laps to go. These front 4 cars are not necessarily content to just run in order, and they are doing some dicing out there. Wetnall now trying the high side of Kevin Miller. Kevin Miller looks like he wants to go on the low side of Carroll. Freight train style, the top 6 going down in front of you, and only 4 will move in. Mike Carroll still your leader. Kevin Miller, number 2. Wetnall in 81 running 3rd. Humphrey now looking to the low side of him as Wetnall moves to the high side of Kevin Miller. Great race on the racetrack, and down the back straightaway they run. Wetnall trying him high, trying him low, cannot get by Kevin Miller in his heat race event. And Mike Carroll loves to see those guys battling behind him, because that means he's out there in the number 1 spot and not having any trouble with anybody challenging him. Once again, Wetnall on the high side of Miller's. They see the white flag. 1 lap is all there is to go. Can Humphrey hold on to the final transfer? Can Wetnall get around Miller for the number 2? There they go down the back straightaway for the final time. Mike Carroll is going to be in the number 1 spot, but who's going to get second? They come down side by side. Wow. Well, second and third were a couple cars. 4th was Terry Humphrey. We're going to wait for the official decision back there on those that battle for second.
Kevin Miller had Wetnall frustrated just a bit. Miller was sometimes low, sometimes high, a little bit inconsistent, and Wetnall unable to make the pass.
And Kevin Miller will get credited for the number 2 spot.
On the pole, in car 91 from Xenia, Ohio, Scott Drake. Alongside in 6 out of Galloway, Jerry Mitchell. Inside row number 2 from Enon, Ohio, Mike Stacy. And alongside in 82, that's Tommy Simpson. Car number 99 is next. It's driven by Jim Cruz. And car number 2 is Bobby Bocook. The next row, 90 of Ron Freebus and 301 of Rich Rohr. Then comes car number 77, Kenny Sward. And on the tail, car 49, Rich Desecker. Move on to the 100 lap John Nuckles Memorial. Scott Drake trying to fend off Jerry Mitchell, and so far so good. Running third is Mike Stacy. Fourth currently, Jim Cruz. Mitchell trying to work his way into the inside groove. He does so. Mitchell pulls down into second. It's still Scott Drake, Jerry Mitchell, Mike Stacy. Now we see Tommy Simpson making his presence known in that outside groove. Trying to fend off the advances of Bobby Bocook. Simpson sideways. He'll spin, bringing out the ball. 2 laps are in, 8 remain. Man, it's been on a move so far. His kid Sward. Sward started in the 9th spot. He is up to 6th and pressuring Bocook. Speaking of pressure, now Mitchell pulls up to put some on Scott Drake, your leader. Also Mike Stacy. Feeling the heat from Jim Cruz. Halfway. Sward still working on Bocook. Mitchell now right on Drake's back bumper. Now Ken Sward picks up another spot. Sward now trying to chase down 4th place Jim Cruz. And meantime, Cruz getting together with Mike Stacy. In 5th spot, Rich Rohr. Two laps to go. Scott Drake continues to lead. Jerry Mitchell now back a bit. The guy that's really moved up. Started 9th, now runs 3rd is Kenny Sward. He's all over Jerry Mitchell. White flag. And your winner, Scott Drake. 2nd is Mitchell. 3rd, Kenny Sward. 4th, Bobby Bocook. And 5th is Richie Rohr. So those are your final 4, not final 4, the final 4 from the heat race transferees at any rate heat races. Yet to come the last chance race, which will determine the final 4 starters. And that should be a wild affair. Again, your winner, Scott Drake, car number 91. our souvenir night at the races. 4 cars, 4 laps. Your street stock trophy dash, the next event of the evening. Dale Brown, Mike Schweier. Schweier trying to hold Brown down over there in 3 and 4. Brown hanging on to that lead through 1 and 2. They'll go at it down the backstretch, swapping a little paint in the street stocks. Now Brown getting an advantage. Schweier drops down into the runner-up spot. Steve Tuttle looks to the outside of the 43 car on the backstretch. He'll get the halfway signal this time. Brown now way out front. Schweier second, but Tuttle is closing. Your winner will be, or white flag to Dale Brown rather. 1 lap to go. Tuttle still trying to make some ground on the outside. Dave Dysinger currently runs 3rd. But winning the street stock event tonight is Dale Brown. 2nd is Mike Schweier. We'll have to wait for official scoring on the 3rd and 4th positions. Mike Schweier comes home in 3rd, and 4th is Dave Dysinger. No doubt about the winner, it was Dale Brown in car number 1. That, let's see, is Dale's, appears to be his 4th Trophy Dash victory of 1995.
Then on the outside of him in car number 79, that's Don Howland. In the next row, car 75, that of James Harding. In the outside of him in 46, Carl Katz. And I believe it's 34, Gary Lamer. 69, John Alshire out there in that 6th starting spot. Rick Nye in car number 19. Mike Litchfield in car number 94. And bringing up the tail of this one, car number 49, that of Bobby Atkins. J.R. Groves, excuse me, got a dyslexic style. And J.R. takes him across, and they head down into turns 1 and 2, a little bumping, a little pushing. Alshire in car number 69 wants to come up in a hurry. Watch the 69 car as he begins to make his move. 75 Harding also coming underneath Howland in 79. Howland now going to go backwards once again as the 34 car comes through, takes over the 3rd spot. Alshire in 69 will take 4th. And yo, thought we were going to make it, didn't quite happen. Red flag coming out, and that tells the drivers to stop as a 75 car. And they roll the starter, looks them over, and the green flag waves. We're back underway. J.R. Groves takes them down into that 1st corner. Now out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway, the 46 car going to try to make a move and come up front. Carl Katz comes on the inside of Lamer, kind of surprises him a little bit. Gary Lamer now says, no, we'll go back up on the outside of this one. Lamer wants to challenge Howland, can't find the traction. He'll fall back out of a position. J.R. Grove still leads him around. Howland in the number 2 spot. The 46 car, though, moving through in a hurry. Carl Katz in 46 up there running 3rd, looking on the low side now of Howland. Katz moves up and takes over the number 2 spot from Howland as he gets strung out way high, drops back to 4th. And J.R. Groves, meanwhile, still continues to set the pace as we've got the 94 of Litchfield deciding to call it quits in this one. Down the back straightaway, and the Katz meow making it happen. Carl Katz on the outside of J.R. Groves trying to challenge for the lead, goes way up high, loses a little bit of ground, but gathers it back in as they go down into turns 1 and 2. Lamer waiting for a mistake. Alshire back there in the number 4 spot. Bunched up nice and tight. There they go. All under a blanket, those top 4 cars trying to battle in trade positions, and J.R. Groves trying to show the way around once again. Carl Katz up on the outside trying to hold that number 2. He goes way out wide. Can't quite do it. That lets Gary Lamer sneak back up there in the number 2 spot. Down the back straightaway they roll. Carl Katz can't quite close it in on that outer groove, and he goes way up high. That's going to let John Alshire come up and challenge possibly for the number 3 position as well. And JR just is making it real hard to get around as he continues to be able to set the pace and stay out in front. Lamer holding that bottom groove, hugging that number 2 spot right down there in the bottom edge, and Carl Katz losing some ground. White flag coming out in the 49 car. Atkins trying to control a little mosquito, says as the white flag comes out. Gary Lamer says, hey, it's now or never. He tries it in the outside of J.R. Groves. They are side by side coming out of turn number 3. Here they come for the final lap. J.R. Groves going to take the win, but, whoa! John Alshire making a last-minute run. Good job in that car. Lamer holding on for 3rd. Katz coming 4th. Wow.
Alshire split the 2 leaders and darn near took home the win.
They need about another 100 feet, and it would have been the 69 car picking up the checker, but ran out of racetrack, not out of steam, that's for sure. There's your winner. Come on, make some noise for him, J.R. Groves.
Groves car sponsored by Ferris Frame.
And as always, the guys in the pits doing an excellent job. Next race coming out.
Alongside of him, that's 52, Tom Bond. 00 is driven in the street stock division by Ron Mangus. And then car, what will be scored tonight as car 01, that's 01, it's Danny Brown. Danny Brown in 01. Rounding out the field, car 70, make that car 24, Rob Martin. And then comes car 70, Don Heavy Hill. Around. Hunley trying to take over that top spot down into turn number 2, and he does so on the back stretch. Lococo runs 2nd. Sean Gray getting together with a car over there. Everybody keeps going. Mike Hamilton, the man on the move, he'll look to the outside of Lococo down in turn 1. But now Scott Hoffman goes after Hamilton. It's still Herm Hundley out front. They'll complete lap number 2 this time. Hoffman dirt tracking down in turn number 1. Drop those left side tires down into that dirt. Got a bit squirrely. Hundley still checking out in car number 7. Lococo holds down the runner-up spots. 3rd, a toss-up. Oh, as Sean Gray tries to go 3 wide. He does so. They'll go 3 wide off the 4th turn. Hamilton sees that concrete coming, and he backs out. Now Sean Gray having a hard time making the pass of Scott Hoffman. A guy without a hard time in this heat race is Herm Hundley. Just about a lap and a half left in this one, and one thing is clear: without major trouble up front, Herm Hundley will take home the checkered flag. White flag this time. A good battle develops back there for the runner-up spot as Ron Mangus looks for a way around the car number 3, Kevin Lococo. Mangus to the inside of Lococo on the backstretch. Here comes Herm Hundley. He'll record his first heat win this season. Second place, I believe, was Ron Mangus. After that, it's your guess. We'll get the official rundown from scoring. There it is. Or we could get it off the Winston scoreboard, Bob Neubauer. How about that? Third was Tom Bond. Fourth, Kevin Lococo. And Scott Hoffman came across in the 5th position.
Up front, and that's Jimmy Romans. He'll take it around and lead the pace off. Then 77 on the outside of him, Don Townsend. The 47 car, that of Randy Tharp. On the outside in 93, Jamie Hunt. Bruce Holmes in car number 88, 31, Jim Hersey. Car number 26 back there. Getting ready to move up in the spot, Scott Stevens. Then the 18 car. Rolling up, that's Bo Davis. And the 4 car, Bill Willman. The outside of him, Townsend, trying to come around with them side by side, looking good. Green flag flies. We are underway. And the pack roars down through turns 1 and 2. They are flying out there in this one. Townsend trying to keep up with Jimmy Romans. Romans out there in the lead, showing them the quick way around. Tharp running third, and then back there they are side by side, bumper to bumper, wheel to wheel. Holmes trying to hold on. Hunt on the outside. And oh, we've got some contact. 31, Hersey spinning. We saw the 93 going up, and Don Townsend putting on a beautiful display of fireworks for us. And his left front tire is still trying to complete this lap. Can it do it or not? The tire heads out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Don't think it's going to make it, guys. Well, what am I waiting? Could be. Jim Paul waiting to flag it. Here it comes. And the tire does it. All right. Poor Donnie Townsend sitting back there going, what in the heck are they cheering about, man? Bill Wilhelm in the 4 car. Here we go, 8 cars ready to go. 36 Jimmy Romans leads them around. Starter looks them over, green flag back out. We're back underway once again. Down the back straightaway they go, and they're still nice and tight, freight train style. Nobody making a move yet. 47 Tharp just a little squirrely. 18 of Bo Davis down in the infield. He's going to pull out of this one and sit the rest of it out as he's got problems on board the Muffler King sponsored car. Out of turn number 4 they come, and down the front straightaway they roll. Jimmy Romans in the number 1 spot. Tharp still right there on the low side, trying to find the bottom groove around. Jamie Hunt in car number 93. Now looks like he may try the high side or the rear side of Tharp. They once again come down the front straightaway. Tharp in that number 2 position. Now Jamie Hunt looking to the outside, trying to find a way around him. The 36 car, Jamie Romans, leads the way. Jimmy Romans in 36, showing the fast way around the racetrack. Jimmy brings him down, but now Randy Tharp in car number 47 trying to challenge. Jimmy up high, Randy down low. Watch him down the back straightaway. Jimmy Romans able to close the door once again, puts the foot to the floor, and pulls out into that comfortable 1 car length lead, if that's comfortable. Meanwhile, back in the back of the pack, the battle for 4th, waging side by side. Steve Scott, Bruce Holmes, all battling up there. And Hersey right in behind them. White flag should be coming out this time down. Jimmy Romans leads him around. Randy Tharp still running 3rd. Jamie Hunt running 4th. And look at the battle for 4th as they're still side by side once again on that lap. This is the final time down the back straightaway. Jimmy Romans going to lead him through. Randy Tharp in the number 2 spot. Jimmy Hunt, once again, a little contact being made. For the final time, they come out of turn number 4. The checker flag flies. And the 88 going to hang on for the 4th spot. Well, just not too many weeks ago, this young gentleman took a real nasty ride, ended up down in turn number 2, and took a while for him to collect his thoughts as it was almost unconscious city. He comes back tonight, and he's going to take home a checkered flag. Come on, make some noise for him. Jimmy Romans, car number 32. Sponsor on board to home that heat win.
Again, aerodynamics, you wouldn't think it were that important at this small of a racetrack, but I guarantee you they are. And certainly the aerodynamics on the Big Bird's vents. We'll get a start this time by 1 lap down, 11 remain. Jim Cruz, your leader. You know, the other thing Robbie Dean has to be careful of is he doesn't get any cars in front of him because he certainly doesn't have much protection. Jim Cruz, your leader. Dean doing a pretty darn good job staying ahead of Mike Stacy and the rest of the field. Tommy Simpson runs second. Third is Mike Stacy. Make that fourth is Mike Stacy. Third is Robbie Dean. They'll complete lap number 4 this time. Larry Harris, the 5th place car, he's got 1 spot to move up. Mike Miller runs 6, only 4 make it into the feature. Cruz making a lapper out of this one. He continues to lead. Simpson still second. Robbie Dean third. Just past the halfway point on this 12-lapper. Stacy now looking for a way around Robbie Dean. Cars starting to battle back in the pack. See Whipke in 58 and Carlton Smith in 19 going at it. Now the battle for the 4th spot, the final transfer spot. Larry Harris trying the outside of Mike Stacy. He could not make the pass, so he falls back into line. Jim Cruz still your leader. Tommy Simpson second. Third is Tommy Dean. Mike Stacy gets some heat from Larry Harris and Mike Miller. The white flag for Jim Cruz. And again, Harris on the outside of Mike Stacy. The battle for that 4th and final transfer spot down the backstretch. Meantime, your winner is Jim Cruz. Finishing second, Tommy Simpson. Third is Robbie Dean. And your 4th and final transfer car is Mike Stacy. Mike Miller comes home 5th. Larry Harris is 6th. So there you have it, the field for the 100-lap John Nuckles Memorial. It is set. Jim Cruz, your winner. The Big Bird makes it in. He's already lost some points to Gary. Lift cam, maximum intake 500 thousandths lift on the cam. There are also the spec engines. The cars that run spec engines can have to run a certain gear. The heads on, or the intake manifold has to be a certain intake manifold, and no roller lifters on the spec engines. It's a much more economical engine as well. Annual 100-lap John Nuckles Memorial. On the pole, in car number 98, Your 8th fast qualifier tonight, Mike Denny. Mike Denny in 98. Alongside in car 86 with 7th quick time is Skip Thornton. Row number 2, in car 39, Randy Maynard Jr. And beside Maynard in 43, Wilbur Roby. Car number 9 is next on the inside of the 3rd row. The driver's name, Danny Eaves. And alongside 16, Mike Simpson. Simpson in 16. Your fastest 2 qualifiers make up the next row. On the inside in car number 11, Dick Dunleavy Jr. And outside, quick time tonight, he'll be going after that Riverside Auto Parts Fast Time Challenge. If he can win from 8th spot, Gary Carter will pick up a $1,500 bonus from the good folks at Riverside Auto Parts, making his score $6,500 if Carter can win tonight. The next row, just missing the inversion, car 92, Donnie Renner starts in the 9th spot. Alongside of him, that's car number 1, Terry Humphrey. Then comes the number 2 of Bobby Bocook, and 61, Mike Ward. He starts 12th. And keep in mind, Ward will accept the Budget Car Sales Challenge for the defending champion of this race. And if he can win from 12th position, he will claim the $2,800 challenge, $5,000 to win. So Ward potentially could walk out of here with $7,800 tonight. Then comes 81, Don Wetnall, and 99, Jim Cruz. Car number 94, the Big Bird, Robbie Dean, starts fenderless in the 15th spot. Beside him in 29 is Kevin Miller. Then comes Tommy Simpson in car number 82, and 21, that is Mike Carroll. Car number 5 is next. The driver's Mike Stacy. Alongside in 6, Jerry Mitchell. Then we have car 36, Bobby Allensworth. 77 is Don, or make that Kenny Sword, and 23, Greg Markham. I messed up in there, 91 of Scott Drake. Drake starts in the 22nd position, car number 91. 24 cars make up the field for the 12th annual John Nuckles Memorial. The Ches Brown Oldsmobile Pace Car off the track. Mike Denny and Skip Thornton lead the field around 100 laps. The 12th annual John Nuckles Memorial is underway. Skip Thornton trying to get the advantage over Mike Denny. They hauled out into turn number 3. And Thornton leads lap number 1. 1 lap complete. Mike Denny runs 2nd. 3rd is Randy Maynard. 4th, Wilbur Roby. And we got contact on the backstretch. Kevin Miller. Spin, 100 laps to go. This time Thornton, no trouble at all. Grabbing the lead, Thornton leads. Start in a 1/6 of a mile. 1/2 lap will be back underway. It's still Skip Thornton, Mike Denny. Randy Maynard Jr. runs 3rd. Dunleavy runs fifth. A good battle for sixth between Dunleavy and Mike Simpson. Mike Denny right on Skip Thornton's back bumper. Gets some breathing room in fifth spot over Dick Dunleavy. Fast traffic for the leaders. Mike Carroll slow over in turns 3 and 4. Mike Carroll out of the event. 10 laps down this time. And caution as Kevin Miller and Scott Drake get together in turn number 4. Humphrey falls into his starting spot and we're ready to go. 9 laps are down. Wisely jumps to the inside of Wilbur Roby. Dunleavy picks up a spot on the restart. Thornton still leads the parade. Now we see Donnie Renner, the outside of Wilbur Roby. Continues to pressure Wilbur Roby for 6th position. Looks as though there's tape on the front of Jerry Carter's car coming loose. Carter and crew run racer tape along the edge of the hood, and that tape is apparently ajar on R25. Danny Eves now looking to the outside of Randy Maynard Jr. in that Ford powered car 39. Also trying to move up is Gary Carter. He's all over Mike Simpson. Race stabilized for this point. It's still a Skip Thornton, Mike Mike Denny's show up front. Again, Donnie Renner going after Wilbur Roby. The battle for 6th place. And Renner now runs 6th. Fourth of the way through, this time by 25 laps are down. Donnie Renner begins to draw up to Dick Dunleavy Jr. closing the gap. Fourth, Dunleavy 5th. Now Mike Ward goes to the outside of Terry Humphrey back there in the back. Mike Ward, 61. He'll go after Gary Carter next. Ward going after that Budget Carsdale challenge. Mike Ward on the move in car 61. Down the front stretch they come. And Mike Ward is up to 8th spot. Mike Denny. Next on Mike Ward's hit list is Wilbur Roby on the backstretch. John Nuckles Memorial winner now up to 7th spot. Ward on the move in 61. On the Speedway. Tough break for Mike Denny. He loses control over in turn number 4. Report is that there may be a flame underneath Jim Cruz's CNC collision racer. So the track crew out with the fire extinguisher just to make sure there are no problems underneath the hood of that car. spot is Mike Ward. Ward started 12th. He's going after that $2,800 budget car sales challenge along with the $5,000 winner's check. Mike Simpson gets a bad start. A couple cars get by him. Now Mike Ward on the move. He goes to the outside of Donnie Renner. Ward continues to move to the front. He challenges Donnie Renner for that 5th spot through turn 3 and 4. Thornton continues to lead. Continues to try to find a way around Wilbur Roby. Skip Thornton having it his way in car 86. Second is still Maynard. Third is Danny Eves. Dunleavy is fourth. Fifth is Johnny Ritter. A pretty good run for the fenderless Robbie Dean. Dean is 10th after starting 15th. Next time for Skip Thornton, and Ward is on the move again. And Dick Dunleavy Jr. off the pace in car number 11. The Mama Rosa Pizza Camaro off the pace on the back stretch. Dunleavy was running 5th. And caution on the Speedway. All right, we're 51 laps are down. Moves to the outside of Randy Maynard Jr. Eves on the move in car number 9. He's sat there and followed 39 long enough. Gary Carter loses a couple spots, one to Terry Humphrey. Now Carter could lose another spot to Dean. Meantime, Eves is on the move. Danny Eves in an outside groove goes after your leader down the backstretch. Maynard is 3rd. 4th is Mike Ward. back there for 6th through 12th spot behind Wilbur Roby. East continues to hound Skip Thornton. That car apparently not nearly as quick as it was just a couple of laps ago. Eves goes to work on the veteran Thornton in turns 3 and 4. The battle at the front. Thornton trying to keep it right on the bottom. Mike Ward up to 4th spot. You got to wonder if he isn't biding his time. Now we got Terry Humphrey spinning in turn number 2. New Albany, Ohio, Skip Thornton, the leader. 2nd is Danny Eves, 3rd Randy Maynard, 4th Mike Ward, and 5th Donnie Renner. But he can't make the pass. Here comes Ward to the outside of Randy Maynard. Ward putting the pressure on Randy Maynard Jr. He's apparently hearing Ward's car, because now he's had enough. He'll go after Skip Thornton in turns 3 and 4. East cannot make the pass. And Ward continues his move to the front. Make contact off the 2nd turn, but Ward is still on that outside groove. Also Donnie Renner in the outside groove going after Randy Maynard for 4th spot. The battle for the lead down the front stretch. Ward trying to get down in front of Danny Eves, but Eves is having none of it. Caution on the Speedway. Heavy contact down here. We see car 23, Greg. Watch Mike Ward to see if he quickly goes to the outside of Skip Thornton, and it looks like he's going to try. Meantime, Danny Eves nibbling at the inside of Thornton and through turns 1 and 2. The battle at the front. Mike Ward on the move. Mike Ward rim riding that car around. He's got the advantage to the outside. Thornton comes back on the inside. From 12th spot, your leader is Mike Ward. But here comes Renner in car 92. Now Donnie Renner to the outside of Mike Ward. Renner, 3 abreast. Ward slowing at 61. Your leader, Donnie Renner. Mike Ward off the pace in car 61. Caution on the Speedway. Trouble with car 61, Mike Ward, just as he had picked up the lead. Car complete. Donnie Renner, your leader. Check out Robbie Dean. He runs in the 6th spot without fenders. Renner draws away from Skip Thornton. 3rd place, being held by Danny Eaves now looks to the outside of Skip Thornton. Caution on the Speedway. Something on the front stretch here. Bringing him around, picking up the pace slowly, but now we're underway. Green is out. Danny Eaves moves around Skip Thornton. Eaves now runs 2nd. He'll set his sights on leader Donnie Renner. Now Randy Maynard knocks Skip Thornton back 1 more spot. A fenderless Robbie Dean trying to work on Wilbur Roby. Dean loses the position to Terry Humphrey. Humphrey now is 6th. He'll go to the outside of Roby in turns 3 and 4. Still Donnie Renner out front. is Kenny Sword. By the way, Donnie Renner running 14:30 laps. Not much of what he qualified. And we got trouble in turn number 1. 84 laps, I believe, are down. So you see heavy right front damage position, and he now runs 6th. Apparently trouble with Mike Simpson's car number 16. Five laps are down. And Robbie Dean not content with 5th spot. Skip Thornton. But Kenny Sword right there to take advantage. The battle for 6th spot. Mike Ward had trouble with flats. Got some new tires on that, or different tires at any rate on it. This time, Danny Eves able to keep pace with Donnie Renner up front. A good battle back there for 4th position as the Big Bird moves in. Now Robbie Dean trying to get ahead of Skip Thornton on the backstretch. Dean up the 4th spot. He'll go after Maynard. Robbie Dean with no fenders on the Terry Humphrey runs 5th. Skip Thornton with trouble. He continues to backpedal. And the Big Bird up to 3rd position. A great run for Robbie Dean so far. 4th now is Terry Humphrey. 5 laps to go. 5 laps. Also a heck of a run for the 24 starter. Car 77, Kenny Sword. Donnie Renner is checking out. Kenny Sword and Terry Humphrey go at it for 4th position. Running 6th now is Mike Ward. It looks like Danny Eaves slowing way down that backpack, catching up. White flag for Donnie Renner. With his second John Nuckles Memorial victory, Donnie Renner. The battle for second through sixth will be close. Second goes to Danny Eaves. Third to Mike Ward. And after that, I'll wait for the official rundown. So Donnie Renner at the end of the race was running 14:30 and 14:40. Just about what he qualified that car number 92 at. And he takes home his second John Nuckles Memorial win. We'll go down to Bob Neubauer with this report. Go ahead, Bob. Go ahead, Bob Neubauer.
Jesus Christ, come on, get in the ball game, buddy.
Go ahead, Bob. Well, a lot of people down here celebrating pretty happy, but nobody quite as happy as this guy. You look like you're Mike tuckered out there.
Yeah, it's a bit hot out here tonight. I want to thank everybody that's standing back here. It's been a rough last 2 years, and they've been here through the thick and the thin, and it's finally here.
Well, I'll tell you what, it has been a tough year, and you've had a lot of problems, but you kind of overcame it. First part of the race looked like the car wasn't quite the way you wanted it, but sure came to you in the last 50.
Well, I was trying to save my tires till the later part of the race, and Mike made his move, so it kind of made me to just go ahead and go with him. I got a little bit lucky when I got on the outside there, and a little bit of a mishap happened there, but we're here.
Gotta ask you, this is your second time in victory lane for this Nuckles Memorial. Is this one a little sweeter than the last one?
The first one was pretty sweet, I'll tell you. That whole year was pretty sweet, but for as long as period it's been since I've had a feature win, this one sure does do some good.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, they have had some adversity this year. We'll give them back the flag. How about for the entire crew, everybody involved out here, a big round of applause?
Also down on the track, Jim and Bobby Nuckles to present the award. We'll get the pictures taken. We need to move quickly on these photographs, please. So we'll get the pictures taken. Get Jim and Barbara Nuckles, the Speedway owners, out there to present the trophy. So Renner's second, John Nuckles Memorial victory. In 01, Jerry Buck. The second row, in car number 2, Don Gregory Jr. In car 45 is John Strobel. Then comes 36. The driver is Bobby Allensworth. And 86, driven by Mike Holland. Up next, in car 70, it's Joe Hill. And 08 is Randy Sward. Car number 30, that's Bill Hundley. And 29, Bobby Justice. 13 tonight, driven as always by Jerry Jones. And 25, your fast qualifier this evening, Jimmy Kidd. Then car 35, Tom Idle. And 27 is Jimmy McCulley. Next, we've got Russ Bob in 53, 66, Paul Baker Jr. 06 is Jeff Loudermilk, 21, Buddy Townsend, 74, Kenny Sward, Car number 12, that is somebody. Then comes 20, Mike Brown. Course 12 is Tracy Brickner. 22 is Donald Parsons. Car number 9 is David Greeno. And 5 is Bob Gruball. Lap. Bringing out the caution flag. Jerry Buck, your leader. Second is Don Gregory Jr. Third down, Don Snow. Car number 5. Jimmy Kidd rejoins the race. Kidd is several laps down in car 25. Now off the track, Paul Baker Jr. Your leader is Jerry Buck. inside of Jerry Buck. But lap traffic. Gregory still runs second. Strobel third. Now Buddy Townsend off the track in car 21. John Gregory Jr. to the outside of your leader. Halfway. Gregory now out front. Buck back to second. John Strobel now trying to move around Jerry Buck for the runner-up spot. And now Strobel is second. Bobby Allensworth still going at it for that third position. Don Gregory Jr. ran the lap car of Donald Parsons. Running second is still John Strobel. Laps to go, and now Allensworth in sole possession of third. 10 laps. Up to fourth is Jerry Jones. Gregory caught up, and we got a caution as Bobby Justice spins in the fourth turn. Strobel putting the pressure on for that top spot. Third is Bobby Allensworth. Now up to fourth is Randy Sword. Caution on the Speedway. I mentioned it earlier, not a very good qualifying speed for Don Gregory Jr. He has broken out. He started this event in third spot. He was, I think, the 9th fastest qualifier, and he has broken out. Went faster than the allotted, I think it's a quarter of a second. Goes to the tail for the restart. Strobel, your leader. Allensworth is second. 5 laps to go this time. The battle for third between Randy Sword and Jerry Buck. And now Arnold Scott brings out the caution flag. White flag this time for leader John Strobel. Meantime, Jerry Buck has reassumed the third spot in a good battle. And his second feature win this season, the John Nuckles Memorial Limited Sportsman winner, John Strobel. Second is Bobby Allensworth. Third, Jerry Buck. Fourth goes to Randy Sword. And unofficially, fifth was Joe Hill. 2 down, 1 to go.
Number 2, and it's nice to win the big ones, huh?
Yeah, it is. It's real nice. My hat's off to everybody that helps us on the car. Bruce built me a good motor. I got a real good engine in there. Dad, I've got Sutphin Towers over at Springfield and Hilliard. And basically, we're having fun.
Hey, you were catching Don. You were closing in on him. Looked like you might be able to get him. That kind of take you by surprise when he got himself?
I didn't expect it at all. I mean, the racetrack feels real greasy out here, so it's touch and go. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, how about a hand for your sportsman winner, John Strobel?
I feel real remiss in not mentioning that fast racing has some we've got Rick Nye in the front row along with Kevin Lococo. Then comes Herm Hundley and Scott Hoffman, Mike Hamilton and Tom Bond in the fourth row. In that fourth row along with, in the fourth row is Ron Mangus and 01 of Danny Brown. 24 is next, that's Rob Martin, alongside of Jimmy Romans. Then comes Don Townsend Jr., Randy Tharp, Jamie Hunt and Bruce Holmes, Heavy Hill and Scott Stevens, Jim Hersey in 31 and Bo Davis in 18. Number 1 is driven by Dale Brown, 43 Mike Schweier, 27 Dave Dysinger, 17 Steve Tuttle, 69 John Ailshire, and car number 4 Bill Wellman. 2 laps for the street stock feature. No. Red flag. Your limited sports, street stock feature underway. Ron Mangus. Flag. The leader is Ron Mangus. Second is Jimmy Romans. Third, Rick Nye. Fourth is Rob Martin, and fifth, Heavy Hill. 3 laps are down. Ron Mangus the leader. Jimmy Roman second. Third is Rob Martin. Fourth, Heavy Hill. And fifth, Dave Geisinger. Scott Stevens a lap down. Your leader is Ron Mangus at 00. Second is 36. Jimmy Romans. A good battle for third between Rob Martin in 24 and 70 Heavy Hill. Halfway this time, Ron Mangus. Hill is now third, Geisinger fourth. Still Ron Mangus, 10 laps to go this time. Second place is 36, Jimmy Romans. Third is Heavy Hill. Fourth now, Jim Hersey. Your leader. 36 is second, that's Romans. Third is Heavy Hill. Fourth, Jim Hersey, and fifth now Mike Schweier. Tom Bond out in car 52 in the infield. Still Ron Mangus, your leader. 26 of the lap down. Jimmy Romans is second. Steve Tuttle third. Steve Tuttle closing in on second place, Jimmy Romans. Okay, so now Tuttle second. Still Ron Mangus out front. Tuttle will close on your leader, 2 laps left. The lap car of Scott Stevens in between Tuttle and Mangus. White flag this time. 1 lap to go. Steve Tuttle trying to make some ground on the outside. The winner will be Ron Mangus. Second, Steve Tuttle. Third, Jimmy Romans. Fourth, Dave Dysinger. And fifth, Jamie Hunt. So Ron Mangus, the winner. We're going to sign off quickly because of the lateness of the hour. So thanks for coming out, folks. Ron Mangus, the winner here in this street stock division. Mangus, the winner of the John Nuckles Memorial in the street stock division. He'll get the flowers from Floral Expressions and the plaque. And congratulations from the folks at Columbus Motor Speedway. Next week, the wing sprint cars, folks.